Hey, what's happening, everybody? This is your friend and host, PCJ, the Pop Culture Junkie, here to share with you a special edition of spoilers, results, and recap. Now, usually we're doing these for the end of a WWE pay-per-view, which, of course, I'll be doing one on Sunday night following the very long 8-hour marathon that is going to be WrestleMania 35. However, we just finished watching the NXT TakeOver New York show on the WWE Network, and the show was incredible. It was amazing. And I just had to get on here and share the results and recap everything that happened and just share just how incredible NXT TakeOver really was. And if you've never watched a NXT TakeOver show, you owe it to yourself as a fan of wrestling to at least watch one of them. You could go onto the network and watch any previous show or watch the most current one that just took place this evening. The shows are incredible. The matches are amazing. Whether you know anything about the storylines or the wrestlers, if you've never taken a chance at watching NXT, you're missing out. If you're a fan of wrestling, whether it's because of the match quality, the storylines, the characters, whatever, NXT nails it. And that's why you have so many fans just going crazy for NXT stars whenever they come up to the roster, but at the same time, they're also not very confident in how they're going to be handled or booked when they get to the main roster because the fans are so devoted to these characters and these wrestlers at the NXT level. They hate to see anything happen to them the way they've been mishandled recently, at least on WWE, SmackDown, and Raw, and so forth. But we're talking about NXT TakeOver, and the show was incredible, okay? It was only a 3-hour show. We had 5 matches, and it was incredible. I can't stop saying it. We had easily 3 5-star matches on this show tonight, and on top of that, we had some great title matches. They were all title matches. That's the thing. You had the UK title, the women's title, the tag title, the North American Championship, and the vacant NXT World Championship. That was also amazing. So I'm going to recap real quick everything that happened tonight. Just going to share with you the results, and then we're going to go from there as far as what's going to happen next possibly. So let's start off. Of course, we had a kickoff show that started about an hour before the main show, where you normally just have promos and video packages building up the matches for the night. When we go to the main show, the very first matchup was the NXT Tag Team title match. Now, this was a title opportunity that was won by Aleister Black and Ricochet because they won this year's Dusty Rhodes Classic, the tag team tournament that they held every year for the past few years now on NXT. And it's basically a tag team tournament, and the winners get a title shot. And Aleister Black and Ricochet, even though they've been on WWE TV lately on SmackDown and Raw, they won the Dusty Rhodes Classic, so they get a title shot. And your NXT champions going into the show were the War Raiders, Hanson and Rowe. And this match went 31 minutes. 31 minutes for a tag team title match. And it was awesome. There was a lot of great moments, great agility, great fighting, everything. It was just amazing. I loved the show. I loved the matchup. And I really didn't know which direction that was going to go because Aleister Black and Ricochet, they have a tag team title opportunity at WrestleMania for the SmackDown titles in their Fatal 4-Way match. So would have been awesome to see NXT champions showing up at Mania to challenge for another title. But the results of the match were Aleister Black and Ricochet did not get the win here. The War Raiders retained the titles. It was very good. You had the War Raiders, these big, monstrous guys, big Viking-looking, monster guys. And then you have, of course, Ricochet, who can fly through the air like crazy. He had a lot of good spots in there. When he hits the somersault off of the top rope, it's incredible. So many moves in and out of the ring, which is great. But yeah, the War Raiders pick up the win, and they are still the NXT champions. After the matchup, the crowd gave a huge ovation to Aleister Black and Ricochet. It really does make you think, is this the last time we're going to see them in a NXT ring? Because, again, they have a title shot at Mania. So it's very possible that this was the last time we see Aleister Black and Ricochet in NXT, and they could be officially on the main roster now. The next matchup was the NXT North American Championship match, Velveteen Dream defending against Matt Riddle. I didn't know what to expect with this match because I have not been very fond of Matt Riddle. I'm just not sold on him yet. I am a huge Velveteen Dream fan. I think what he's done with his character is incredible, and that was appealing to me about this matchup. And there's rumors, of course, about all different NXT stars getting called up after Mania, so I was expecting Dream to put over Riddle and lose the title and then show up maybe on Raw or SmackDown, possibly. That was how I felt going into this match. Lots of good back and forth. I really think this was Matt Riddle's best match ever since he came to NXT. I think this has been his best match to this point, and Velveteen Dream delivered very well. Lots of good spots as well, and in the end, Velveteen Dream does retain the title. That's right, Velveteen Dream is still North American champion, so I was very shocked at that. Match went about 17 minutes, a pretty long match as well, but it never dragged one moment at all. Then we have the WWE United Kingdom Championship title match. Pete Dunne, who has held the title for around 2 years now, versus Walter. It's crazy, right? Walter. It's like, he has one name, like Madonna, Cher, Walter. But I didn't know a whole lot about Walter. I didn't know a whole lot about this character, about this wrestler, and he was really impressive. He's like a giant William Regal. The dude is big. He doesn't have much as far as a cut physique, but he's just big and tough. Looks like a real tough man. You'd see him in a bar and not want to even mess with him. This match went about 25 minutes long, and it started off so perfectly because you had the fast-paced matches with Velveteen Dream and Riddle, and then the War Raiders and Black and Ricochet. But this match, okay, they started off a lot more methodically. They built up to everything, and it was really a nice change of pace because they both took time trying to wear down their opponents. Lots of heavy hits from Walter, the big man. Okay, this guy's like well over 6 foot tall. He towers over Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne, of course, he will work on a part of his opponent's body and just wear him down. He's been really doing a lot of things with people's hands and fingers, and that really creeps me out whenever he's doing that thing, twisting their arms around and whatnot. But yeah, so in the end, Walter connects with a giant powerbomb off the top rope and follows it up with a giant splash, and he pins Pete Dunne and becomes the new United Kingdom champion. Incredible match, and I'm really curious to see where they go from here. Obviously, Pete Dunne's going to have a rematch, hopefully, and we see another classic match between these two. All right, next up we had the Fatal 4-Way NXT Women's Championship title match. Shayna Baszler defending against Io Shirai, Bianca Belair, and Kairi Sane. All four women, did a great job. I was really hoping for Io Shirai to get the win here. I'm a big fan of her. Kairi Sane, she's been champion. Bianca Belair, just not sold on her all the way. I think she does great in the ring, but I haven't been really convinced with her promo skills at all. But I was really hoping for Io Shirai to get a chance at the title here. But surprisingly, Shayna Baszler got the win here. She won by making, I believe it was Bianca Belair, made her tap out, and she retained the title. That was a very, out of nowhere surprise. I did not see Shayna Baszler retaining the title. She's been champion for quite some time. I thought maybe she'd drop it and maybe be primed to go up to the main roster and start doing something with Ronda Rousey with the whole four horsewomen thing. But yeah, so Shayna Baszler still NXT Women's Champion. And then we get to our main event. 2 out of 3 falls for the vacant NXT title. Of course, Tommaso Ciampa was the reigning NXT champion, but due to injury, he had to vacate the title. We had Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa set to have a match at NXT TakeOver, which would have been the perfect end to their just incredible story that they've been on for the last, year and a half now. And that was going to be the blow-off for their whole feud. But unfortunately, Ciampa in real life was injured, unable to compete, and had to have neck surgery. So instead, they had Adam Cole, Velveteen Dream, Aleister Black, Ricochet, and Matt Riddle. They had a fatal 5-way match on NXT about a week or two ago, and the winner would face Gargano for the vacant title, and Adam Cole was the winner. So we had Adam Cole versus Gargano in a 2 out of 3 falls match. Adam Cole picks up the first win, Gargano picks up the second win, and we had a 1-on-1 final to the end. And even with the help of the Undisputed Era coming out and interfering and trying to, give Adam Cole the advantage, Gargano picked up the win with the submission, with the Gargano lock on Adam Cole, and he is finally the NXT World Champion. Awesome close to the show. In the end, we had Gargano going up to the top of the ramp to celebrate, holding up the title. His wife came out to celebrate with him. And then suddenly we see Tommaso Ciampa come out from behind and joined in on the celebration. That was a very nice moment. It is a shame, unfortunately, that Ciampa was injured and we didn't get the final blow-off match that we were all waiting for the long storied feud between Ciampa and Gargano. But nice to see that we got to have Ciampa at least be there to be a part of the celebration for Gargano. So amazing. Again, this was another very good match. It went 38 minutes, and it was just very entertaining like they all are. And once again, Johnny Takeover delivers at Takeover, and he got what he deserved. He has the NXT title now. So where do we go from here? I don't know. It's always up in the air, toss-up. Not sure what is going to happen now. Matt Riddle suffered his first loss tonight. Is he going to bounce back and maybe get another shot at the North American title? Are we going to see Aleister Black and Ricochet again in NXT, or was this actually their final goodbye? Who knows? I'm pretty sure we're going to see Pete Dunne challenge a rematch against Walter. That should be very good. Shayna Baszler now, where does she go? Okay, she's still the champion. Who is coming up in NXT to challenge her? We've seen her in feuds with Kairi Sane and Bianca Belair a lot. They were involved in this Fatal 4-Way. So who's going to challenge her next, and who's going to finally dethrone her and get the title? Who knows? But Gargano, now who is he going to be feuding with? Is it going to be Undisputed Era? Will he have multiple matches against the remaining members of Undisputed Era, or just again against Adam Cole? Who knows? So lots of things up in the air, lots of who knows what's going to happen. And I think a lot of it depends on what happens at WrestleMania too, because we have so many different stars that will show up at the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, the Women's Battle Royal, and then also who may or may not show up on Monday Night Raw or SmackDown this week. So we will see. I can't wait to see though. So if you got to see the show, let me know in the comments. What did you think of the show itself? Did you enjoy the Takeover show? What was your favorite match? What'd you think? Share with me, and let me know what you're looking forward to most as far as WrestleMania. We still got another day until then. Tomorrow night we got the Hall of Fame, of course. That should be entertaining. I'm hoping that we'll see some interesting speeches given or some interesting stories shared on the stage. We'll see how much time they get. But then we have the very long day on Sunday for WrestleMania. It starts around like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I think it ends around 11. It's like, oh, it's going to be a long night. All right, guys, gals, like I said, don't usually do the NXT recaps and spoilers, but just I couldn't believe how great the show was once again. I mean, I always enjoy NXT TakeOver, so I had to get on here and share with you all the results and try to spread the word out there that if you haven't given it a chance, if you already subscribed to the network, you mainly just watch the pay-per-views, that's cool, but definitely give it a chance. Check it out. You can watch an episode of NXT is 1 hour, and a TakeOver show is generally around 2 hours, so it's not a lot of time to invest if you want to give it a try and see something really awesome. All right, everyone. Well, enjoy the rest of the weekend. Have fun. If you're out there in New York or New Jersey and you're enjoying all the sights and spectacle of WrestleMania weekend, enjoy it and have fun. And make sure you tune in on Sunday night following WrestleMania, where I'll be uploading my spoilers, recap, and results on the WrestleMania card and sharing with you my thoughts on everything we just saw and where we're going to go from there. All right. Have a great night. Talk to y'all later. This is PCJ, the Pro Wrestling Junkie. I'm signing out.